It's not defying, Simon.
No. It's defied because
of October every year is a Teachers' Day. And whether government has money or there is no money, teachers have to be happy, they have to be celebrated, they have to celebrate. And on that note, Simon, I want to celebrate all the teaching fraternity all over the world, especially Teso and the Heart of Teso Sorority City. Korongo ay mala imwalimu kere. Keda alimo inate kere bonebe. For us teachers, we say, because we are, the nation is. The nation is because we are as teachers.
So without teachers, the nation cannot exist.
That's the truth, and it is a reality, Simon. Emma Memwalimu, they are not doctors. Emma Memwalimu, they are not politicians, they are not lawyers, and even you yourself, Jolly Joe Studio Kadango, would not be anywhere. So seriously, a teacher is a very important person. And akongalmo inijo ojepone, tie mwalimu, etacho ikapule po adepar politicians.
Okay.
Mwalimu would have been given first priority. Be mwalimu lo ngese inaki akwapo na rauni bore rai. Nare ge mwalimu akwapo da rao. Nare arema me mwalimu Simon etiona depare. Personally, I am very privileged and proud to be a teacher. Mwalimu is a person, let's show me subject na lepo adepare. Amusi show me ariso major arts are a science. They are subjects we do together. So idumuni jobe psychology ngoni so mwalimu, counseling so mwalimu, boroli puak elala Simon atama dope bongono je ngito paka je perspective popular to mona diope chipaka to mona kanya ipuwa popular depart and mwalimu eretu ngala kwomito situ ngabalati eje ni borokere konye erati tingu arote mwalimu nare Simon otoma bait wanjo epone le jare mwalimu ngesa esitibala aurian lo yarete ale marjo papa ke dato tore narai idumujo kopana aparashan eyeng e basu da kare wore bongo ne resomero so idumujo be apugande je pone people kitori mama mwalimu je atuko. Remember when we had a strike up in mwalimu aje pona tionor and really affected noi I don't know idue idumujo be duele pukereka.
And I think it's still ongoing because yesterday we actually saw arts teachers shunning this day. In some district, like in Tororo, they shunned this day because you know why.
No, Simon, personally, I'm an arts teacher.
Yes.
I'm an arts teacher. And most people underrate arts. But automobile arts is what is making survival right now very quick. And it may even surprise you because they're trying to revive arts in most schools. And you find that mama raiba dini bona renyo crafts, general knowledge. Without arts, and you cannot scrub arts because the politicians in arts in Swamaite. It's art. Arts is also part of science, by the way. Konyemodo ngabala a science person. Are to tell you Swamati sciences. Bengondo ngesa ekota enakina ngosubib. Ngoni ngesa ekoto nyamiti Europe dile pol. Konyotoma bait. There is a slight difference. And being a teacher, we don't differentiate. A teacher, generally we are called teachers. This one is an arts teacher. That is now specification. Simon subject because we cannot all go for the same subjects. For science. By the way, some of the arts teachers, they passed well in sciences, but then you choose where you think you're most comfortable. Iperujo a joke, iperujo ashishaune joke, iperujo da kora rekona akona chowa kora kininyo idue and engoda dopet mama yalama epone chekteri mwalimu and ekonongata if there is a difference ekoregwa ikin a slight difference merele lala depar because amji pera ina kini ku million ni lepo akori college asi akwataka nyichebo rara kwataka nya para kwataka nyare. That's inequality. Atiakiti eswamak. Anotoma bait mamebune eshalamikini. Emwalimu la arts mamebune shenakini yalama. Narai we all have needs. Double economy. Mame sekiti be solo arts bala jepone esukale bala ditebe. School fees bala ditebe. Eriana kere.
It's the same thing.
Engo otoma bait. For me I would even advocate for goikina iborokta oanyapuga neponele goikina salaries arabonatiti iropito anyu neponele gwekini iropito loria kanara ojepone to balance so that maramo bombo yecheleti mwalimu nu.
But do you people deal in maybe chemicals or what, like in the laboratory, like these science teachers actually I mean, they handle a kototio. It can't be the same.
Simon,
Because these are guys who deal
Simon,
with chemicals that
Simon,
are risky to their lives and
Simon,
laboratory. Do you forgot the laboratory?
you can work with that, but trust me, yes or not, an arts teacher is as much important as a science teacher. Pros balaja limun be ijeto polo kakolo agionda la papa ko biko kisa parabone show mi pese mam. There's no big difference.
But there's a difference.
Pero ja to kedi chemicals.
No, but
yes.
there's
But
a
after
difference.
those chemicals, puna moja bong na pajengo na pana e chorojo.
No, but
No.
do we accept there's a difference?
No, there's
between
I've told you there's not much difference. There's a difference, but there's not much. That's why I told you. I don't touch a solosine Europito. At least mame koto de parte no. At least I could balancing. Arenya mije imilioni ni wangona riuni. Onya modolo di yara kada kan. Imilioni. Tata chabera imotimo. Nara toma beti Simon. Are school fees unele mio. Mama idumunjo be science elemi slightly higher than arts. It's only doctors but kwenye soy mwalimu there's no much difference. It's a slight difference. So the munjo desi balaro so da low arts be. Let's put a slight difference of salaries. Arenya milioni ni iwongon. Onyama je uni. Ara uni kada kan. At least not too much because kwana egiro timu mwalimu nulo arts sharakin. Remember a majority of students are arts. A majority are arts.
Okay, let's leave that aside. Let's go to Aparana Bian.
Yes.
The teachers, of course, saying, they need to celebrate this day, and yet that is through the Uganda National Teachers Union, UNATU, vowing to, and they defied actually government by staying away from class to celebrate this day. I mean, was that the right decision? Araibo Ajokoti Lu Ashomanar, because government, the Minister of Education notes that although government was unable to celebrate the Teachers' Day yesterday, national celebrations will be held on November 11th.
Simon.
So what's wrong with that? Maybe Arik Sirignama Metara.
Simon.
Yes.
Achipakra meti sirigino or pugana ngena. Kwenye or district 10, we cannot deny. If districts can afford to celebrate their teachers, I think there's no problem. I'm watching Sanin. Arepedo red district atuko kina pia yalimbe ikusi sirigini lu that's like kino shape. Depends on the budget.
So that's why.
Dala ire ikijo Simon these national celebrations dumuja che parasha be. Achapakta pugan celebrates and the districts postpone even up to next year. Narema metenyo. Isirigini or even achapakta to ni mame unuda. Ituja what happened in Ngora. Well, it means I don't know if they celebrated or they're still waiting. So there's always, looking at the district, upon the Jare Kesesao, Soroti had, and there was no way they could not celebrate that day. But if the National Teachers' Day celebration is put by government, maybe that can be another public holiday for teachers. It will also be good for us as teachers to celebrate it.
I think that's why government was teachers would be in class yesterday, because the celebrations have been shifted pushed to 11th November.
Simon, teachers love their work. Emina si mwalimu na kesa swamu. Anakonga mwalimu inijo, it is not just about yesterday born. A teacher can compensate.
Yes.
Can do attracted out in notes, and can even do revision, can do anything. But it is important for a teacher to be celebrated. And you know, a process like Christmas. There's always a way, a very day of that celebration is very nice. Just like on a birthday. There's a way it is so interesting and happy. There's a way it is. So for me, I believe Apugan, actually for purposes of planning, next celebration, Apugan should put enough money on before graduation. But and she was so passionate about education. So Diolomera passionate about education. He's not a teacher. And being a teacher is not just a showman. I realized, I think my calling was also teaching. Because I was given a Bachelor of Science, is it Library and Information Science?
Yeah.
But my mother told me, no, I had to change the course. If you follow my records, I changed the course. From that course, I went for be a Duke. I did education. I left that. adini bale kota monya bala no, this course is good. Yes, it is good, but now I think I have to also follow the footsteps of my mother. And I thought, and by the way, I'm the only teacher in my father's house. We have 2 teachers, that's my mother and my father plus myself. And I'm really happy and privileged to be one. Because Simon, maybe even this politics, partly it is teaching that gave me the courage. Simon, and you have interaction with your children,
You're
with your
facing
students.
a number of...
Yes, but the first day was so horrible. Simon, being a teacher is not easy. That's number one.
And not just a teacher, but a secondary teacher.
Secondary, yes. Secondary teacher, not primary.
At least you can actually not fear.
And remember, I was also a young girl by that time. And remember, sorority SS. I am proud of that school. I'm an OG of sorority SS, and I also taught in sorority SS, and I'm really proud of that school. And seeing Kopana Dr. Neuta I'm really so proud. And trust me, Simon, I may not be in teaching Kopana. I left teaching. Actually, when I left sorority SS, I joined politics, and then I went to lecturing. I was also lecturing in Stafford University, sorority branch, and I'm so happy. I lectured Tungale Polo Koba Deparingo, and that's an experience. People who were even more mature, but I kept telling them, just the way I used to tell my students, but you may be older than me, but we have a difference. I'm more knowledgeable than you in certain fields. Not in all. And I always keep telling people, a teacher also learns when you teach. And I always keep encouraging my students, both secondary, then even the university. I keep telling them, it's not because when you're a teacher, you're supposed to know everything. In fact, in the subject you're teaching, in a subtopic you're teaching, you may not understand everything. But don't go beyond. When they ask you a question and you cannot answer, don't be shy to tell them, never be ashamed to tell when you don't know, other than giving a false answer. Because you're a student, you may not understand.
Yeah.
But being a teacher, be truthful to yourself. And I'm always proud that we learn as you are teaching. You also keep learning something. You could have learned it okawangina. And a polo by the Arotem is just dedication. And it's dedication and love for the profession. And then also I believe there are also traits that are inbuilt. To put patriotism. You also develop that love. And when you're teaching, trust me, and students will only love you when you're too passionate about your work.
Okay.
When you're teaching them, and actually it's not just being a teacher is a second parent. When you're teaching, you have to give advice as well. Because in most cases, Simon, these children are not perfect as well. We are not perfect as well. But I remember for me, when I was in SS, I was in a very notorious class. When I was there. So they said that we are giving her a very stubborn class as well. I was given senior 2 and senior 2 adolescents. Senior 2, senior 3, then senior 5. Because now for me, I was teaching both O and A level. Now the diploma teachers, they teach only O. But there are those who are degree holders. You are supposed to at least teach both levels, O and A level. Then I think the ministry is also actually encouraging teachers attacking a showman. So I believe soon, by the way, they may be looking for popular diploma.
That is true.
But I also, as I'm speaking, I want to encourage Beremu to also accept. Just like other workers, Simon. Idumudo ya swami rauje boss are manager rauje nyo rauje di teacher ara wanate deputy. Now you become too comfortable to go back to school. Akoronga alimokini itu working angina. Ashomani egeuna pakine urunerejo engetakina pakine twane ajo. There is no limit there is no age limit. There is a mamali munube ba mojongi tinga ditengo. When I was at Makerere, but we actually used to call her Tata because I'm Mojong Aringesi. we used to call her Tata and Toto, not Apollo Reed. But she was so loving and wanted always to learn. So I want to tell you to walking in Abe. Ariraije mwalimu, yataka showman, areje diploma, yatake degree, areje degree, yatake masters. I'm also planning very soon abongo semero. Then I want to encourage Apugan in the same way as part of encouragement to the teachers and appreciation. Jeni kiberi mwalimu nuda add the sponsorship of teachers. I know there are few who have been sponsored, but I really want Apugan to add up. Nara mwalimu, Simon eninika ijare mwalimu. There is no money, that's why these people fear going back to school. But if government could give an extension program, I know in the holidays, because most teachers get time during holidays, let teachers be given an opportunity. Let government give teachers opportunity. It's part of motivation.
Okay.
Then when they perform well, even payments, I think there are certain schools only by but Kampala Simon, a teacher is taken by a small god. Because when students perform better, you don't know poti parents and there's a way it motivates the joda start to quote Shanakin. Simon Akonga Limonjo, I am no longer akokor. Moya werebo je de mugati. You know, I rather take on a salary. You're motivated to go and teach. That's why you see sometimes I don't blame teachers. Sometimes we add remedios. Simon make corruption or choker. I'm not pera lostagwela choker be corruption ara inyo.
So it's just
we just have to add some small thing to motivate the teachers.
Okay.
But then the people who look at it as Iborne Rono.
Yalama, let's first go for a break and then we'll be back. Remember, this is the education program and we're discussing the life of the teacher. Yesterday was Teachers' Day and it's not something that is very late. Where teachers are at the art of education and their valuable work must also lead to better salaries, like Grace Asio is saying, and working conditions, among other things. So let's come back after this break, and then we shall give you even also a chance to join us with your comment. Remember, you can leave your comment on our Facebook page. We are live right now on our Facebook page discussing this, and you can as well join us down there. Linga, Ambo, Paul, Mitaloshia, Zomoding, Stanley, and the rest. Keep it up. We'll come back and read your comments.
This is Voice of Teso, 88.4, the people's choice.
Ikatunga, iwala Rosbia.
Eja kait, iwala tise joko noi.
Unye Emma, aparashanu. Esukite uko boss bala tumona na tumona. Ido yalama.
Adawenga popo nukozuda. Aika yeya, nyese jai, o Martin Luka chitusi drink, nyesi koni Martin, lua chuetai, obale, amajani, keresi kelao, mamu chitusi temerikini, eja sinyaleta, luka zinc, magnesium, vitamins, nuingara kinete, aitugugong, ako jokon, itije kansa, osoda ilotu nagathia kuana koni kiere, chitusi drink, nyesi da, esubetai, ochupa luka plastic, o mililita sakwa toni bon, hido arapede kesh, nyese jiatar kele riagilo ya muchoga, chitusi drink, nyesi da, itojo kartos, luka UNBS, ochuitos, luka chitusi, farm company, odumako dukai, kido supermarket miaskeda jo, amajo nwipo, inome simu, enoti kanyari kanyare, iuni enoti wongon, ikanyuni.
My nights are amazing, I sleep with comfort, I love my mattress, it's Vitafoam, Vitafoam. Its quality is so good, Vitafoam is durable. My dreams are so sweet with Vitafoam.
Vitafoam is back with a wide range of mattresses to cater for your excellent sleep. Get a Vitafoam mattress. It's durable and comfortable for a complete sweet dream. Vitafoam, the best for rest.
Arai mamujino manakini koni paperisi. Ekoto kera koraite nebe mamji kota inara nakina akesi. Na arai kwana ko MTN. Inomari jesi mitoni lago ni chiekere. Kusirigi ni disi kwape akwata kanyere. Kana dakika ni tomon. Kichikak star idopete kanyape star ERA idopete hash kwa gwali dakika nalo editete anwa inerari era kere kena edela kinetene promotion. MTN nisigali galetero ngeteloka Uganda Communications Commission.
Awuria kere dara kidwe ola pa lo tomonta alo. Awuria kere dara kidwe ola pa lo ngonta alo. Angi koni koku eni kare tomona akani kwap. Ne jadi dexi kere ne yapatari jo kano adumuni e katola atai. Vitamin A supplement nese kato le jokono ido yuari kodi koku aneja adeka sine anwede denge noi kaponat adeka na akop erubelia polio dysentery awola pneumonia meningitis alepor tetanus hepatitis B kede TB vitamin A nesi atakini jisha kwa na kond anwa yara adeka sine kaponat adeka na akop alepor kede malaria yuari bobo ai kwenye na akoni konye itutebe apese na ikare tomana akani nesebe radumun HPV vaccine le yuari aureske aneje kansa ape surukere no podo twani ase katolo ya rate loka HPV vaccine nesisi tikitae alosita dumon toma parashanoka integrated child health day katolo nese yuara jok idera la tai integrated child health days nesa yala mane koku ayala mane kal akiron nesa ya oterio ngelo kangalo UNICEF WHO PATH USAID keda kesi gangito.
Here at Ombokolo Primary School, we have adopted the use of biogas in the day-to-day running of the school. First, all the toilet, animal, agricultural and food waste is collected and combined in what we call a biodigester. It digests the waste and produces methane, the cooking gas. So the meals are prepared on time. We also use it for lighting. It helps us save on electricity. I encourage institutions and even homes to adopt to this system. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development with support from GIZ through the promotion of renewable energy and energy efficiency program.
Hey Richard, yala manoya ni nyaman. Bia pero ya ata ni chapati. Lo angare ngore. Mam ngi tori borene jiji mikata ina geunet.
Sore agini tungene enyamite chapati dopet. Kiramu ureta dopet na kaeuga hapa kina lolo.
Abwenga misi kibeuga konde raile jiji minui. Ai boroberi du mutorjo.
Richard, mam joi puponte be jai ko pepa ni ngano loi tetet. Kida kiria no kai kiri didi. Supremo flang esde jai koto mo ngano kede kiri didi. Supremo flang esde jokna noi kanoi jara kon jiji mido jasi keda iboro itojo karete ja utene kon ikanyango no kere buono noi ido itoso makinyete na edit o mame ja ichanchana pack Supremo Fla ngesda iduma kinjo tomo supermarkets keda iduka ikere kaneko Uganda Supremo Fla ngesda isoma tos luka Mandela Millers duma kinjo kesa runabout na Kobu Sega orotlo ko Masaka ido isoma tos luko Mandela Group.
Luka Jena Herbal Products Limited esoma kielwe jokano lingara kinde jo anwangale unite koronoi kwapenat Jena mal arwano aitikitike malaria osori atmune jokano aikioni kurula kwana konde ripedeti jade kasine kwapenat ade kana esen Jena Cure ngese jokonoi anwa Jimmy's osori Jena SM ngestikitike kidati dishar ade kana kaskosel Jena DM anwa ade kana sukali o Jena kwape diabetics Jena C kira Jena Pep ngese jokono anwa lisas osori Jena Cough DS Anwa ola na idororoi kasima osori Jena Fit anwa le maratume sarabakoi Jena Power anwa muke one kiliokit le mamei arabona le jitagogo otoma yelo Jena HT ngese le mari pressure la kwana kon Jena Prunus powder anwa tunis na itone kulama iton ido Jena Power anwa umeme Jena Den joka anwa ikela kon osori Jena B anwa deka ni ngalur arabo UTI adeka na eman kalle maragasi otoma kwana kon arabo body cleanser ido na chwane lo muta na jai Professor Patrick Ogwine lobi soma Covidex anajo nwipo odumakis ne soroti abata drug shop aidunkira Silent Night Restaurant Solota Avenue o Market Street ipedorio adumakin bokesi laije kumi opoloti kanyoni Ngora Road tarabona toto mosimu onoti kanyari kanyoni kanyare ikanyare kan iwongoni kan idopeti kanyoni enoti kanyare yare ikanyapi yare idopet ikanyare dopeti kanyare are noti kanyari kanyare ikanyapi yare idopet ikanyare dobet kanyare arabonate not kanyari kanyare ikanyapi yare idopet ikanyare dobet kanyare.
Yes, we are back. Yalamano ya bongu noto ma Gulanar ane oto mo radio prolo Teso. Ja mora krono a showman and ijai ereikini eponle jar ja utenele mwalimu aneo Uganda bebia ibo mwalimu and jai nekede mcharata Grace Asio na dera mwalimu ido ja mora krone polo konoi and you'll also be joining us very soon kenebudo au mishoit kon okingangina. Yes, Grace, want to come back and we are still discussing epone eja utunele mwalimu and looking at this theme yesterday akirona parana bian yes the theme it tells you that erae mwalimu etunganan lo ipuda inoi very important transformation of education begins with teachers.
True.
Yes. So how would you look at this theme, for example?
Simon, kopa nani utarona ener. Idumun jobe ashoman.
Yeah.
I told you when a teacher is dedicated, being a teacher, merabeja shomun. I think we are not far from the theme of the Teacher Celebration Day. Dumunjobe ma ekoto eshana kino raina mame buikino ja buikin benare mame tisirigiro to jolo raunyo mwalimu eji mwalimu le buikina rauni mwalimu, but they are not in reality teachers. Dumunu ja attract to biti JPJ ya rauna rai lawyer a doctor kwenye mame tisirigin obuikina raja baso so bibujo ire kiji science kade arts. Arts is a bit cheaper compared to science slightly.
Yeah.
There's a slight difference. Dumja reta chetelu 800 practically 8, 9 something or 1. There's a slight difference. I'm right le polonoi. That's why I was encouraging Ebe to transform education. Mwalimu idumuni jobe elote mwalimu atukoto when he is motivated, he's happy. The transformation can take place. When you say monarame mwalimu yalama ka ibala region in certain districts eji mwalimu la arts law mi yalamasi. Dumuni jobe ma ilomarja tukoto, but you cannot teach keda amina ngini na tebe turjeshe nakin anikoni dwa misiarbe iboren pole beturilo ilos chapati nyunyura chapak. That's why sometimes munji mwalimu ni chemena etungana yao na nyunyuro king achakya ni chilos keda keber chakya meti sirigin erusido semero is not fine. Me, I always believe if I'm not fine, someone wamnga pera lo start tukoto, I rather make up a story, because if I'm not set aramama kadami na pakina, I cannot teach.
Okay.
If you've lost something, or if you have lost someone, or if you're not fine, or if you're sick. Now, practice that you cannot teach with focus.
Okay.
You cannot teach with love. You cannot transform. Then also, Simon, when we come from universities, aro semi relation akin. You don't want to be mwalimu moral, aishanakin. And that's when you can make the scheme of work, lesson plan. School practice back to zero.
Hey,
I'm telling you the truth. Back to zero.
Okay.
You know,
now let's look at government. Kede imwalimun. Do you think government has done enough to actually, handle teachers' issues? Does government take teachers very important?
Simon. Etengo ete pole apugani inerani kamnara kidi mwalimun. Mere. Dumuni jobe tie orepo ngoni nera kesi orepo ngoni gwekini raswam shoiti. Tie jokade pa.
Epola iner
kwenye ditinyo aswam. Then also what is annoying teachers kopana ngesi a disparity on a gap letache. If it is implemented in that way, it's going to hurt the art teachers more. But at least if they raise the science teacher salary, then they raise arts teacher salary. There's a way it can bring friendly environment, even in school. Around staff rooms. Yes, science, which will not be good. But on another point, really, in one or the other, they also try. But sometimes education department is so overwhelming. And it needs real attention to be put in it. There's a ratio, a teacher to student or teacher to pupil ratio. Personally, I fear teaching, going back to teaching, because I'm on a patternation again.
So have you left teaching now forever?
A teacher is a teacher, and forever I will remain a teacher. In solidarity with the teaching fraternity, I'm forever a teacher. I think I'm born a teacher, and I'll die a teacher.
So why are you fearing to go back to class?
It's not about fearing, but I'm just telling you, the challenges that are in education side.
Are those challenges keeping you out of?
Actually, if I'm to come back to teaching, it should be in another way, but not again a loss director to quote. I really can't do that now. But in one or the other, I will keep visiting schools, maybe career guidance and counseling. Once in a while, go and talk to them, teach them on certain few skills on how they can perform in class. Now I saw we're not told those things.
Yeah.
We realize the importance of a show when we're in senior 6 or even university, Simon, to be realistic. But if we were also told by the way these students are taught now, there's a way it is. Personally, I am a teacher, and I know idwe a polar swam. And I was telling you my fear. Like now, SS, again, look at SS, leleba to go to beyond capacity. A partnership king, konye dole marking. That is another tough area. Nidumna jo, by the way, I'm not going to shun from saying this. Some teachers don't even mark the scripts. Yes, because if we do each rank other populate, then forge maths. Nara kwani wanje ratio le mwalimu ke students. Do wanje sauda nini ke did. And you find that these are things salary le did. Ngesa buiki mwalimu nulo pugani le po aje tuke disomero le po kinga private schools. Neko la ba kasikiba toti ba chakala ili chekila ije this way that way. So I do
one teachers in
the whole of Teso ne penny. Je mwalimu pakilo TCA shalaki.
Rimi doje.
Yes. Almost all the private schools they jaitoma. Because you're a very great teacher. And you know, to actually salary later to your private is really a bit motivating. Then, of course, I don't really blame teachers because they need to make ends meet. You need to make up for your family, your own needs, you know. Yeah, but if government does a good motivation to teachers, then the teacher concentrates on his students. And you find that most of them concentrate in private than government schools. And you find that they or private the same subject you're teaching in government, the same subject you're teaching in private. But why is it that Iduelegias or private, they perform much better than Iduelegiasi or government? But you're the same teacher. So the mujobe motivation. If teachers are given at least a salary barely keuna mot, a palareta irimo then also there's a way government can also add a ponela anyana risomeroi to also give them a morale so that they don't relax. Then also head teachers supervising and following up. Head teachers office. They feel comfortable office, direct office, track staff room, they're checking out motimot. But we need practical head teachers.
Okay.
Those people should be there to supervise, they should be there to motivate, they should be there to know what are the challenges affecting my teachers, what should be done, how many teachers we need there, what is the gap. If we borrow, that is partly how the teacher can get motivated.
Okay.
Then there are packages that are added on top of the salary. On top of the salary, they are safe. Then let talking. There's some schools that provide accommodation for them, some small fund for accommodation. Then also there are schools that I know of that provide food basket, something for the teacher. At least even if I did, there's a way. Yeah, there's a way it motivates. Even if it is a marage even if it is something small, there's a way it can help him. You don't know how you've saved that month because and me, I'm telling you personally, I studied with loans. My parents used to get loans for us to study. University loans. So I really don't want it. There's why I hate loans because I don't want a teacher to minister like